ah, yung mga na diskarel sa finances nila, na ano kayo sa pera, naghirap kayo kasi hindi makalabas. Magdasal lang kayo. We will give you the Ayuda. Ayuda is assistance help. Secretary ng budget, si Wendell Obisado, dahil hanggang kailan mo maibigay? When can you make the distribution? And explain to us how do you propose to do the distribution this time?
Good evening, Mr. President, and everybody in attendance. Very briefly, can I request the Secretariat there to please share the slides? This is how we're proposing, Mr. President, the supplemental amelioration program for those affected by the enhanced community quarantine in the NCR Plus and the 4 provinces. Mr. President, the proposed supplemental amelioration program will be given as soon as we receive your approval, Mr. President, because the memorandum addressed to you is with, if I'm not mistaken, with the Office of the Executive Secretary now. So,
Do you know if
this
it
is-
is do you know if it is already in my desk? Yung panggabi ko na study room, wala pa. Because kung nandoon na yan, pipirmahan ko kaagad this time. After this, diretso na ako doon sa bahay. Upuan ko na lang kung saan na ang papel ngayon. But kung wala, I'd like to request the CES to expedite soonest. Sige, Del.
yes, Mr. President, ganito lang po yan. Ito po yung makita nyo sa first column, yung mga local government units na covered at ang total population po nila based on the latest estimates from the Philippine Statistics Authority. At out of the total population, Mr. President, ang i-cover po natin is at least 80%, no? Nung total population. Kaiba ito nung last bayanihan 1 natin, 75 lang. Ito ngayon, talagang dinagdagan pa natin, ginawa na nating 80%. So kung sa NCR po, ang 80% po dyan, abutin ng mga 11.2 million. Sa Bulacan, 3 million. Sa Cavite, 3.4 million. Sa Laguna, 2.7 million. At sa Rizal, 2.6 million, or a total of 22.9 million. Next slide, please.
Diretsuhin kita. May pera tayo.
Meron, Mr. President. Meron po. Kakaasa po kayo, may pera po tayo. Ito nga pong funding source natin, 23 billion po. So makita natin dun sa total kanina, umabot lang ng 22.9. So may natira pa tayong konti sa 23 billion. The balance from the BTR certified sources, which will be utilized for this, is pursuant to the authority granted to you under Bayanihan 2. Kasi po ang validity ng appropriations ng Bayanihan 2 was extended until June 30, pursuant to RA 11519. So, ganito po ang magiging kalakaran natin sa pagbibigay po ng ayuda. Next slide, please. Makita po natin na ang ating ibibigay ay 1,000 pesos per individual and not more than 4,000 per family. Opo. So, ang total funding requirement po niyan kung tagwa 1,000 ay abutin ng 22.9 million. So yan po ang total funding requirement natin. Next slide please. Sa meeting po ng IETF kahapon at in the exigency of the need to provide immediate assistance, ang mga pondo po, once you have approved it, will be released to the LGUs for distribution to affected individuals in kind. In kind po, Mr. President, to ensure that food and other non-food requirements are adequately provided. So wala po tayong cash po dito po. We will leave it to the local government units dahil sila naman talaga ang first line of pinupunta ng mga tao na sila po ang mag-allocate nito base po doon sa approval ninyo na at least 1,000 pesos per person. At makakaasa po kayo na once na-approvehan po ninyo, antimano, mag-i-issue na kaagad kami. Nakahanda na po yung SARO at NCA na i-issue namin sa Bureau of Treasury. Tapos ang Bureau of Treasury naman will in turn download na the funds to the LGUs through their MDEs accounts through Land Bank and or DBP or Philippine Veterans. Depende po kung saan lagay yung kanilang mga MDS account. So, ganito lang po kasimple, Mr. President, ang gagawin natin at makakaasa ang ating mga kababayan na kumikilos po talaga kayo para po mapaabot kaagad sa kanila ang ayuda, Mr. President.
Let me ask you a question. How sure would we be na dadating talaga doon sa tao na were intended to benefit from this? What I mean is, anong listahan? So, if it's Rodrigo Duterte, Wendell Abisado, you get about 100 in-kind, pagkain, dilata, bigas, ganon. So, how do you check?
Opo, Mr. President. Tulad po nung ginawa natin sa Bayanihan 1, meron po silang requirement ng mga LGUs na kailangan po nakalista lahat yung mga beneficiaries. Tapos po, magsasubmit sila ng report of disbursements and utilization of the funds, kung paano nila ginastos yun, at idadaan po din yan sa COA po kasi lahat po naman yan i-account natin or at first instance ang mga LGUs talaga po ang kailangan na kumilos dito at siguruhin nila na maibibigay nila, kundi mananagot po talaga sila ang mga mayors natin, lalo pa dahil sa kanila po nakasalalay ang madali ang pagbibigay ng ayuda sa kanilang mga nasasakupan, Mr. President.
Would the list in the possession of the local government units be the same list that we adopted in the distribution sa Bayanihan?
Yes, Mr. President po.
Gano'n na lang.
Opo.
Kung saan tawagin ng mga mayor, yung nasa listahan, yun naman talaga yung mga beneficiaries na dapat mabigyan. At bigyan, siya na ang magbigay in kind. O, hindi man pera ibigay in kind, pero gamitin nila yung listahan na ginamit ng national government sa Bayanihan 1 para ma-check natin. Ay wala man akong wala akong ibig sabihin na I would concede good faith. Pero alam naman nila pagka ganon, down the line, that's what nung yung pantawid na pamigay natin ng pera, I issued a warning, but despite of that, several doon sa baba, nagka-letse-letse, so demandado sila ngayon. So, hindi ko naman sabihin na, because itong mga mayor to gusto ko lang malaman na i-adapt na lang nila yung listahan natin sa Bayanihan 1 because that would ensure that the real benefits are really given to the real person.
Yes, Mr. President. Ang totohanan po niyan, and I expect, lalo pa sa mga mayors, na madadagdagan pa po yan kasi lumalaki din po, lumulobo din po yung mga nasasakupan nila. Subalit, antog na nila, sila naman din ang maghahanap ng paraan na madagdagan pa nila.
Right.
Kasi mabuti nga na kahit na paano, nakahanda po kayo na tulungan sila through the national government at sila naman po, magpapakita sila na nagsisika po sila. At ako naman naniniwala sa ating mga local chief executives na gagawin po nila lahat para po masiguro na susundin nila yung pamantayan ng pagbibigay ng ayuda at yung corresponding report na gagawin nila po sa atin dahil po i-report po natin yan at dadaan po sa COA yan at sinabi niya na nga po ninyo hindi pwedeng maglukuhan dito dahil mahirap na sitwasyon natin ito ngayon. Magtulungan po tayo dito at ito naman po suportado ng ating Department of Finance, pumayag si Secretary Dominguez, si Secretary Carl Chua at ganun din, nakipag-ugnayan din kami kay Secretary Rolly Bautista ng DSWD para masiguro lang po yung coordination sa smooth implementation nitong ating supplemental amelioration program, Mr. President.
May isang tanong pa ako. Do we need at all the consent of Congress?
Hindi po, Mr. President, dahil po under the Bayanihan 2, you are given the authority to utilize any unutilized appropriation in response to the pandemic, Mr. President.
Okay.
Maliwanag po yan sa Bayanihan 2. Kaya nga po, ito, available po ito na mga pondo na gagamitin natin for this purpose. Dahil ang Bayanihan 2 naman po, na comply na natin lahat yung funding requirements doon. Umabot po yun ng 165 billion, subalit ang release nga po natin umabot ng 165.6 billion pa. At ito naman, merong mga unutilized na kinuha natin sa iba't ibang sources na sinertify naman ng Bureau of Treasury. Galing po ito sa debt exchange transactions, sa savings from interest payments, sa additional revenues, sa available cash balances, revenue from government securities, concession fee. Dito po, wala po tayong ginalaw po na budget for this year dahil po ito nga po yung mga sobra na hindi pa natin nagagamit. Kaya maswerte din po talaga tayo dahil kahit na papano masinop ang pagkakamanage natin ng ating pera. Kaya po kahit na papano may nadudukot po tayo. Opo.
Sana ano ba tayo ngayon? 29. So, siguro ang mga abot yan mga by April, first week of April. Kaya?
Sir, kung maaprubahan niyo po, kung maaprubahan niyo po kagad, sir, marirelease po kagad yan.
So if I sign it tonight, which I'm going to sign.
Please sign it tonight.
Nandiyan man General Bautista listening also. Si Role. Nandiyan si Role. Pakitulong na lang doon sa sort of an oversight na mapadali yung transaction na pa-downloading, i-follow up mo pati yung you do the counter checking after the distribution of the goods para ang feedback mo dyan man talaga sa iyo bagsak yung mga lahat. It's your office, it's your department that will be the last place where it would be sent. itong itong mga just to check. I'm not saying, sabi ko nga more than anybody else, it's the mayor who are really interested. Kung maraming syudad na medyo mayaman, dadagdag pa nila yan. So, ang akin lang is, alam mo na, puro, let us just be careful because may nangangayaw dito, hindi ko, maski ano-anong ginagawa ng mga ulol. These are the mutants of COVID-19. So, siguraduhin lang natin na walang katiwalian. But
Mr. President,
I place my full faith and confidence in the mayors that they will do
Mr.
it.
President, can I say something, Mr. President?
Yes, go ahead.
Mr. President, apparently, yung implementation na to will really be on the scrutinizing eyes of the DILG. Kasi when we implemented the Bayanihan 1, talagang may mga guidelines ang ating pong DILG in terms of, example po, Mr. President, posting all the beneficiaries in conspicuous areas. At the same time, yung data, kung kailan isasabit yung data, yung list of beneficiaries, ang nagbibigay po lahat ng deadline yan is the DILG. Maganda rin po dito, Mr. President, is on our side, we will also set up grievance mechanism. Although sa level siguro, Mr. President, ng LGU, they should also have a grievance mechanism. So magkakaroon po tayo ng check and balance na pagka ang grievance ay umabot po sa amin, then we will immediately coordinate with the DILG and at the same time with the local chief executives. Pilis din po natin sa Bayanihan 1, very stringent po ang COA rules and any discrepancies talagang napapansin po ng COA. Ayun lang po, Mr. President.
Actually, ganito yan, Role. Pagkatapos na na-download yung na-download na yung pera, wala na si Wendell dyan. Wendell is totally out. He has nothing to do with it anymore. It's now the problem doon sa yung transmission kung gaano kabilis. Tapos pagdating doon, it's your department takes over in overseeing all of these things and seeing to it that the requirements are followed. Not because we do not trust the mayor, as I said. Iba ito eh. Yung iba ito yung noon na pinadaan natin kung sino-sino. Tapos nawala yung ibang pera, nawala. Hindi naman lahat, but there are a lot of complaints regarding the non-remittance of the money. So, itong lahat ng checking, whether it has been complied with, and all of these things, these are within the province of the Department of Local Government. Sa iyo yan, General Bautista. Can we start now with the reports? Ito may isa. Bigyan na ninyo akong isang nandito sa harap ko, it's a list of suspended government personnel. The name is Danilo Yema, Junior Police Captain, grave misconduct for committing graft and graft practices. Suspended for 6 months. No. I'm ordering the papers of this case to be forwarded to my office. I will review. Ganito, Federico Javier, Police Master Sergeant, grave misconduct for committing graft and corrupt practices. Suspended for 60 days. Arben Abelia, Police Corporal, grave misconduct for committing graft and corrupt practices. Roberto Descalar, Patrolman, grave misconduct for committing graft and corrupt practices, suspended for 60 days. Ronel Abarcar, patrolman, grave misconduct for committing graft and corruption. You know, in graft and corruption, whether it is 1 peso or 1,000, it's still the same. So, pagka itong tanginang graft na ito, pagka graft and corruption, diretso yan, dismissal. Kung sinong opisina nito nag-handle render the decision, kindly forward all of the papers to my office, to the executive secretary. At I do not agree with just suspension. Graft and corruption is dismissal. Ma-police, ma-fireman, mayor's office, o ma-mayor, governor, corruption is a serious offense. Ilagay mo, ibalik mo yan, suspended for 60 days. Magbakasyon lang yan, tapos maggagawa na naman kalukuhan. They should be removed. Basta, I would like to address now to all that sa gobyerno. Basta graft and corruption, dismissal talaga. Do not give me that shit of suspension. It's a very serious offense, and they're parang, you know, they're microbes in the organization, and they will continue to do it again and again until next time mahuli na naman sila another suspension, to which I do not agree. They should be dismissed. Maraming Pilipino sa labas naghahanap ng trabaho. Hindi ko kailangan itong mga... I do not need you in government. Maraming graduates sa criminology every year, sobra-sobra. Tapos magtiis ako sa inyo. Puta, bakit ako magtiis sa isang gago? Marami naman dyan gustong pumasok. Graft and corruption, dismissal. That's 3019, Republic Act 3019 is graft and corruption. The punishments, the penalties there are almost severe. Dito, ilagay mo lang sa suspension, kalukuhan yan. Paalisin mo yan kasi maraming naghihintay ng applicants na matino. Bigyan natin ng panahon ibang Pilipino na makapaghanap ng trabaho.